Hello, this is Mark Smith with Family Tree Counseling Associates. And I have a subject today for a video that I'm really passionate about. There are so many of you out there who are shattered and broken and in a battle for your life as you interact with some wicked cluster B person who's really done damage to your soul, and you have all these 50 symptoms of narcissistic abuse syndrome, and you can't find help locally. There aren't any therapists locally who know anything about narcissistic abuse syndrome. And we get many emails and comments a day asking us if we know somebody in Utah or Idaho or Florida. And the answer to that is we don't know anybody in those places. And even if we did, the chances are they wouldn't know a thing about narcissistic abuse syndrome. But what you can do, and what is about 98% as effective as being in the room with your therapist, is to do therapy over Skype. So the topic of my video is you can get help now for narcissistic abuse syndrome via Skype. So we have clients via Skype all over the world. We have clients in Australia, England, Ireland, Canada, South America, Hungary, Germany, so many places. All you have to do is speak English and have halfway decent Wi-Fi or cell coverage. And have a device. It can be a cell phone, a smartphone, an iPad, a laptop, a desktop. Almost everybody has access to Wi-Fi, a smartphone, or a laptop. So this is something you already have. It takes about 2 minutes to get Skype downloaded and set up. It's very simple. It's free. And it works flawlessly as long as you have semi-decent Wi-Fi. If your Wi-Fi is using a system that's 5 years old and you're barely running any data capacity, it'll struggle. But if you have just a normal average Wi-Fi setup, your therapy session will be as if you are in the room with your therapist. At Family Tree, what we've learned to do is get the very best equipment available. I myself have, what do I have? Cows? I'm trying to avoid the animals behind me, but I myself at home, I've got a big screen TV, and then I have a very wonderful, powerful, effective Logitech, I think it's 920 video camera with a great microphone. And I had tried a product called TeleHD, where you can just hook the camera right up to your big screen TV, which was cool, but the resolution was poor and the microphone was worse. So I spent a lot of money on those systems, and now they're on eBay trying to get sold, because I want the experience of the Skype session to be, with the big screen TVs, my clients are actually life-sized, and it's clear as a bell. It's amazing technology. I have that in my office at work. We have it set up in a group room. I wanted to let everybody know that on Tuesday nights at 5:45, we have a men's group that meets, and the system, it brings you into the room where you can see everybody in the room and hear everybody in the room. So there are 2 spots open for that, where we can put 2 people on Skype and Skype them in just like you're there. We used it Thursday in a women's group meeting, Thursday at 7. There are 2, I believe the 2 spots are taken, but we can add you to a waiting list. So if somebody can't make it on a given Thursday night, we can patch you in. We would only want people who can commit to it over an extended period of time and not just one-timers. And the cost is only $25 a session per group. I believe one of the spots are taken for men, but there is a spot open for men and if not, I'll put you on a waiting list and get you in as soon as possible. So let me tell you the virtues of doing therapy via Skype. Who says that your therapist has to be local? You have to get in your car and drive and go sit in a room. Who says? That's so 1995. I mean, this is 2016. For that matter, who says the therapy session needs to last 50 minutes and you go once a week? Who invented that? A more effective way to work with people is to work via an intensive period of time. Take a week out of your schedule or 4 days and leave your cell phone at home and really focus in on your work. That your brain will get more healing and grow more neural pathways that way than an hour a week. But I got off of the Skype conversation. It's convenient for you. You can be at work, shut your door, lock your door at work, pull out your cell phone, and have a great therapy session right there in your room. I'm a little frustrated because sometimes people don't have nice tissue boxes available. They use almost sandpaper, paper towels to wipe their tears, and I want to teleport a decent box of tissues to them. But it's portable. When you're traveling for work, you can still have your therapy session. You can save the time and the expense of driving back and forth to your therapist. Another nice thing is, like in a week and a half, I'm going to be in Boston attending the Worldwide Trauma Conference with Bessel van der Kolk and Peter Levine. But one of those evenings, when I'm free, I'm going to probably take 3 or 4 clients in an evening. So your therapist, even when they're gone, you might have some access, even if they're traveling for business. Also, let's say you're in a relationship where your beloved lives in another city than you. It's very easy to dial up both of you on the call, and there's 3 faces interacting, clear as a bell. It's really cool, and it's not hard to do. So let's say you're separated and there's conflict. Your husband can be at his apartment, you can be at the house, and we can have a therapy session. Your husband can be traveling for business, you can be at home, and we can have a very effective, very powerful therapy session. So I got to tell you some stories. I was working with a couple once, and they were having a marital crisis, one of the worst crises of a 20-year marriage they were having on a given day. They just happened to be driving to Florida with their 3 sons in the SUV, but they needed a session. I don't recommend this as a regular course of business, but they had a way of just placing the camera, some kind of holder on the dashboard, She was driving. I could see both of them. The kids all had earplugs in their ear and were watching movies. And that thing went off without a glitch. The signal didn't drop. The signal was good quality. They heard what I said. I heard what they said. Granted, she was crying while she was driving 65 miles an hour. Not sure if that's best practices. It's a very, very, very rare occasion, but more often, let's say you have an emergency come up and during your scheduled therapy time, you need to drive across town. Well, you're probably not having the worst crisis of your life. Rather than reschedule your session and perhaps, have to pay for it anyway, you can still make use of it. It's very flexible. So Skype is free. It takes 2 minutes to download it. With Family Tree Counseling, I know many of you don't have a lot of resources because interacting with a narcissist, what happens is your finances get destroyed. They strip mine you. You go through a divorce. Maybe they have more power. Maybe they have more money, and you are ill-prepared to pay for an expensive private practice therapy session. If you want to work with me, I have very limited time, so I charge my regular rate most often, which is $175 for a 50-minute therapy session. And I don't take insurance directly. I will have my assistant send you a super bill that you can submit to your insurance company. And many of my clients from around the country do have their therapy sessions with me covered through their insurance policies, but they submit it directly. We also have somebody who has tremendous skills with working with people with narcissistic abuse syndrome, Brenda Hall. You see her videos on our channel. Her fee is just $100. I would submit that she's a better value per minute than I am, because she's very, very talented and very knowledgeable on the subject, more through her own recovery than from years of therapeutic experience. And then finally, we have a well-trained intern, Jen Dorr, who has great experience with dealing with narcissists and narcissistic abuse syndrome, and her fee is just $30. So there are opportunities even in a leading, cutting-edge private practice that deals with narcissistic abuse to have some therapeutic values. Now, to make my point as to the effectiveness of communicating via Skype, I want to share with you that this video was made over Skype. This was a Skype session. So I'm going to take my camera and we are going to walk into my office where this video is being taped via Skype. So there you have it. The sound is sort of goofy. So I think I proved my point that you can have excellent quality when it comes to communicating with your therapist over Skype. And I just strongly encourage you to think about it as an option. It has many, many advantages over your typical go sit in a room and talk with your therapist face to face. You can't get a cup of coffee in the therapist's office. You don't get quality tissue and you won't get a hug. Other than that, same thing. So thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed to Family Tree Counseling on YouTube, please do so. Also, I have 5 excellent ebooks and 3 videos. The videos are on narcissistic abuse syndrome. You can find those on our website, familytreecounseling.com. Thank you for watching. Let us know if we can help you via Skype. Have a good day. God bless.